what you saying, huh? Now what they saying, huh? Hey, now what they saying, huh? Hey, now what they saying, huh?
October, the month where we think of so much, from costumes to leaves, changing, autumn. But we also must bring awareness to three important things that we chose to outline this month, which is bully awareness, breast cancer awareness, as well as domestic violence awareness. As you can see behind us, and we're going to start off the show with a segment that we sat down with a person named Substance, who has a bully awareness program that she takes to schools all over the state. And let's find out about what she's doing to help prevent bullying. Check this out. Substance, how you doing today?
I'm good. Thanks for having me, Ashton.
Thanks for being here. Substance runs a thing called the TWIM Experience, and she's here to share more information on it and how schools could get involved with what she does. Substance, what is the TWIM Experience?
Well, the TWIM Experience is an anti-bully themed assembly. It was pretty much derived from my anti-bully song that I released last year. So what happened was we released this song. I wrote it out of pure emotion, straight feelings. And then once we released it and saw the video, the feedback, and after doing research more so about the issue of bullying, because I just wrote it strictly out of emotion, like I said. But after I did the research and realized the epidemic and the issue of that's going on with bullying itself, I knew that we needed it to resonate even more than just beyond a video and a song. I needed to figure out a way to get to these. I wanted it to become a movement, something that really touched the kids, and that's what the TWIM Experience became, an anti-bully themed assembly. And we began to travel to schools delivering this assembly. We put together, a whole presentation, and that's where, you became involved, where we actually met. It became a whole presentation, something more than just a song and a video. We wanted to get in these kids' faces and discuss bullying, let them know what TWIM stands for. And TWIM stands for The Wizard in Me, which is basically what happened in The Wizard of Oz.
Yeah.
All of them had the power of everything that they were already seeking. So instead of dwelling on being a victim and the effects of bullying, we wanted to empower the youth and bring a positive message. So let everyone know that the Wiz is already in you. So that's what TWIM actually stands for. Definitely.
So, with the TWIM Experience, I've seen what it has done and the impact it's made on a lot of kids. Walk us through an assembly with the TWIM Experience and what will happen and things like that. Okay.
The TWIM Experience is a very hyper interactive presentation. We're giving out t-shirts, we're giving out wristbands, and it's very interactive. We have the crowd screaming and things like that. So basically we start out, we perform the TWIM song, the anti-bully anthem, and then my co-host and I, his name is Ryan B-Boy Loose Goose Armstrong. Him and I perform, we are scripted. We perform the TWIM Experience, taken from the thing about the TWIM Experience. A portion of it is catered to the schools population, depending on the issues that they're dealing with. So when we're in negotiations and dealing with, all right, can you bring the TWIM Experience? Well, what is your population dealing with? What are the issues that you want us to touch? So from there, we structure the assembly to fit what that population is dealing with. So we start out with the TWIM song. We segue into talking about social media, bullying on social media, so there's cyberbullying. And then Ryan Loose Goose, he does a component that's titled Boogie Out the Bully, which gears the students pretty much to get them to channel their aggression and channel their bullying if they have the need to bully, channel their emotions, their aggression if they've been bullied, channel those feelings into what it is that their passion is. B-Boy Loose Goose's passion is dancing, so he pretty much takes that segment into, this is what I love to do. So when I'm feeling aggressive or I'm feeling down, I just put that energy into what I love. And then we get the kids on stage and have them come dance in the competition. We give out trophies. We have the students chanting. We do like a competition. Yeah. From each side of the stadium, each side of the auditorium, we have them chanting "Choose Love, Not Hate," and the side that gets the loudest, we throw out wristbands, TWIM wristbands and stuff. And then every single assembly comes with a special guest. So we tap into people that are have a positive influence in the community, such as yourself. People talked about you so much, I had to know who you were, and I thought it'd only be right that I bring you along for my very first TWIM Experience Assembly. Definitely. And I bring in special guests each and every assembly to further impact the message. It could be a rapper, it could be a politician, sports figure, it doesn't matter. Whatever it is that you do, you display that and then give an uplifting word to the students. We also close out the TWIM Experience performance with a song that I wrote that's geared toward accepting yourself and loving yourself. It's called Ready to Live. So that's the second single that I released globally. So we get into that song, and that closes out the show. In between, the kids must chant, choose love, not hate. I'm going to say approximately more than 7. I know 7 was my target number, but they're chanting it more than 7 times. Throughout, we have kids on stage. We're giving out TWIM T-shirts. We're going into the TWIM brand, which is, we have a component called the Bully Buddy, where we try to encourage kids to be advocates for people that have been bullied, who vow to stand up for bullying, stand up against bullying, stand up for the kids that have been bullied. So it's called the Bully Buddy, and we have students who've submitted. If you go to our website at thetwimexperience.org, you can see videos from all over the country of people taking a pledge. You did your pledge, that they vow to be a bully buddy. They stand up against bullying. If they see it happening, they're not for it. And I believe really that that's the major issue. When people get involved and say that they won't tolerate it, or they don't want to see this happen, or you see someone being treated bad and you stand up against it, then we can eliminate it because it's not cool anymore. If we sit back and watch, then it's cool. So that's the TWIM Experience in a nutshell.
I like that. And I'm grateful that I was able to be a part of it. One thing that you said in there was you talked about cyberbullying. From the time me and you've been in school, bullying has changed tremendously. It's not just the stuffing the kid in the locker anymore, or pushing the kid in the hallway. What's been some of the changes in bullying that you've seen, and the different type of bullying that you've noticed, from doing the TWIM Experience?
That's a great point. Today I spoke at Piscataway High School here in New Jersey, and that was a big issue that I made sure I addressed. How it's different from when I went to school as opposed to now. When we went to school, social media was not the thing. So, and we weren't glued into our cell phones. Everyone's looking like this nowadays. No one looking eye to eye. Kids don't play together anymore. There's no more hopscotch, double dutch, and stuff like that. We're here. So when something embarrassing happened in school, or something, that it stayed in school. Maybe somebody laughed, but you were more receptive to help because we had relationship. We were friends. We grow up together. We're in the same community. Definitely. So it stayed there. But now that the kids are so removed from relationship these days, they're so antisocial, but heavy social media. Now something happens, something embarrassing moment, they're capturing it, they're recording it, and they're sharing it with the world. They're humiliating each other now with the world. So where it would be something more intimate, where
definitely,
maybe the kids are but you get through it. You're still a community. But now there's no interpersonal relationship. Now the whole world makes a joke out of you, and because of that, kids are jumping off roofs, kids are jumping off bridges, kids are killing themselves because you've just humiliated them in front of the entire world. So that's a big difference why bullying, I believe, in this generation has become so much of a problem, because it's leading to death, And as the world as we begin to accept differences and appearances and personalities and issues, we're beginning to accept more things that weren't accepted. This is almost like that breakthrough point, and these are like the battles of breaking through to that acceptance stage of differences. Definitely. So this is the, in that big breakthrough process, you have, low self-esteem, suicide, cutting wrists, drug addiction, things like that.
Definitely. And with the TWIM Experience, what are a couple tips that you could give to people that's being bullied, and to parents to be more aware of what's going on with their children, in life, as they be bullied and different things like that? What's some advice that you can give to kids being bullied, as well as parents, to stay on top of it and make sure their kids are all right?
One thing that I can say, and this is wholehearted, honestly, one thing I can say is parents need to seek healing for themselves. That's one. They may have issues that they didn't heal from. When you are a whole person, then you can raise a whole person properly, because it's important that the kids get the attention that they need. They need to be told that they're great, that they're loved, because then when someone else comes and tell them that they're not anything other than, when they're, anything other than great, they have the validation from their parents. They have the validation in their ear constantly. But if the parents don't believe in themselves and believe that they're great, they can't pour into the lives of their children. So when you have battered and weak-minded and weak self-esteem kids, and you put them in a pool of school, and they're amongst each other, they're just damaging each other. So it starts from home. You can't rely on the school to raise your child. It takes a village. So first seek healing for yourself. Begin to choose love. Pour that love into yourself. Then you can pour it into your kid. And then your kid is only going to emulate what they get from home. And when they get in the pool of other kids, you got that positivity, you got that love flowing, then that eliminates the cases of bullying and the effects of bad bullying. You know what I mean?
Definitely. Perfect. Once again, thank you again, Subs, for coming through and sharing with us. Once again, guys, you guys can follow them on all social media at The Twim Experience, as well as thetwimexperience.org. Thanks again, Subs.
Thank you.
We'll be back. Did you know about 40% of high school graduates don't attend college each year due to financial restraints? So that's why I decided to start the Hometown Hero Club, where 25% of each purchase will go towards a scholarship fund and be awarded at the end of each year to the next hometown hero. Domestic violence, a topic that's so talked about, from celebrities to athletes to even politicians. We sat down to get some more information on it, so come check out this segment with us to learn more. We're sitting here with Pastor Gregory McClendon of Wings of Faith Family Worship Church in Roselle, New Jersey. We're here having a discussion on domestic violence awareness. Pastor, thank you for joining us.
Appreciate being here.
What does domestic violence mean to you?
Well, domestic violence, many different facets of domestic violence. What we find and what I see in the church is a lot of times the husband and the wife start off something very small and it grows into something very large. Domestic violence isn't what we used to see, where we had the man or the male, the aggressor. Now we're seeing the women is the aggressor, and even now we're finding that teenage children are getting involved. So we're seeing all facets of domestic violence.
Also, I know how you spoke about, you see the change in it from it be going to men to the females becoming the aggressor. Can you explain how many times people come to you with these type of situations on a regular basis?
We're seeing it almost, it's at an alarm rate. We're seeing it almost on a weekly basis. There are incidents where we have 3 services during the week, and I'm finding now that most of my services, counseling times, are impacted greatly with domestic situations, whether it be violence or they're just not getting along, and it's going to kind of escalate into that. So we're trying now to combat methods of curtailing it. And some of the ways we're doing it is a lot of it's communication, effective communication. We're finding because of the economy, a lot of issues derive from lack of money, lack of resources, lack of employment, so things like that. So we're trying to get mechanisms and things in place that we can kind of work those things out before they blow up into a full-fledged violent situation.
So when we talk about domestic violence, a lot of people think it's just physical. Are there other kinds of domestic violence that we could talk about?
Of course. We find a lot of verbal communication. There's a lot of verbal tit for tat. There's a lot of putting the person down, lack of, if you don't do that, I'll do this, withholding. So it kind of escalates from that. So domestic violence isn't only a violent act, physical, but it's also communication and things of such.
That's so important that we talk about that it's not just physical, it can be verbal as well. Now, as we sit here and we were talking earlier, can you talk about what you're involved with domestic violence, with the chaplains and things like that?
Sure. What we're involved with, we do a lot of work with the chaplaincy group. In the chaplaincy group, we get a lot of calls with the police departments. Police departments are called in on scene, and they call in someone that can be a mediator. And many times our chaplains are trained to go in and kind of mediate situations. It's not a religious approach more than it is or denominational, say. More it is an approach that there's a higher power. God can work these things out if you'll trust and believe in Him. So with that being said, we're seeing more and more incidents where departments are calling us in, social service agencies are calling us in, and these many times are the preventative methods that are in place before it's a court or a police matter.
Definitely. Do you have any tips that you can give to the viewers that's watching this right now that's in a situation like this?
Yes, I would say that if anybody that is involved currently in a domestic violence situation, there's help out there for you. You can there's a domestic violence 800 number that you can reach out to, and also reach out to your clergy in church. A lot of times, whether it be the imam, it be the pastor, it be the rabbi, go to them and seek out their counsel. And more times than many, we're equipped to guide you in a direction that will bring discourse to the situation.
Definitely. Pastor, we thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you for having me.
We look to hear more from Pastor in the upcoming months. We'll be back.
Did you know about 40% of high school graduates don't attend college each year due to financial restraints? So that's why I decided to start the Hometown Hero Club, where 25% of each purchase will go towards a scholarship fund and be awarded at the end of each year to the next hometown hero.
Today we're going to meet with Mr. Ari Behar, president of the Amy Foundation and Board of Trustees. Let's hear about some of the things that they're doing for Breast Cancer Awareness Month, as well as the rest of the year. So we're here with Mr. Ari Behar, president and CEO of the Amy Foundation. Thank you for joining us today, Mr. Behar. So tell us a little bit about the Amy Foundation, just a brief history on the organization and some of the things that it does.
The Amy Foundation was founded on 2007 after the passing of my wife, Amy. She passed from breast cancer at the age of 49, a mother of two of my daughters. During the period that since she was diagnosed and till she passed of 5 years, going to the treatment and going to all the tests and all the doctor visit, we came to realize that if we would find the disease at the early stage, we wouldn't be in this situation. So after she passed, I decided to provide early detection of the breast cancer to women that do not have the mean. And we decided to provide mammogram to uninsured women. So the idea was that if a woman has a cancer and the cancer has not metastasized out of the breast, if we found it at the stage that it's still in the breast, she can survive. And we decided to provide free mammogram to women that do not have the means to pay for it.
With the Amy Foundation and the great things that it has done, how many women would you say it has helped out each year?
So, since inception, and the first partnership with the hospital, first one was St. Peter, we provide approximately 3,000 mammogram. The cost of a mammogram to the foundation, which is equal to the amount that the insurance company would pay the hospital, it's approximately $140 per mammogram. And then the cost of diagnostic is a little bit more than that. But about 3,000 women benefit from this program so far.
With breast cancer, I know it's more common with females, but it also can affect males as well. Is that true?
Yeah, I mean, men could get breast cancer. It's not as broad and as many as women, but some men could get breast cancer.
Definitely. With you guys facing a negative situation, how are you able to stay positive and help that to get you to this point that you're at now with the Amy Foundation?
Life is precious, And life is it's a gift that you get once, and it has no. It's almost senseless to pass away or to die if you can prevent it. A lot of women that don't have insurance, their need to provide for their family, it's greater than taking care of their own themselves. I realize that not everybody has the means to take care of themselves. They have to put food on the table, take the children to school, and buy them clothing, and so they put their problem aside, and then it's too late. So I wanted to provide them with this opportunity, and was fortunate enough to be able to do it financially, and I wanted to share it with the community. I wanted everyone to have an opportunity not to waste their life if they can save it.
Definitely. And with this being such a great foundation, and helping out the community and people who can't afford these type of things, don't have insurance to do a monogram, what are some ways that you guys advertise out to people so that they can know they can come here and they can come to you guys for this help?
Well, we work with the outreach is one of the things that the foundation is looking into expand. Right now, we provide mammogram to everyone, people that come into the hospital. We do not, beside our website, Facebook, Twitter, that we use, we haven't really advertised that. But if a woman that comes to the hospital and asks for it, and she was, it was recommended by a doctor to get a mammogram, she will get it if she doesn't have insurance.
People wanted to get in contact with the Amy Foundation and hear more information or reach out to you guys and be involved. How can they get in contact with you guys?
Whether we have a website, theamyfoundation.org.
Yes.
We have a Facebook, and we have a Twitter account. We're tweeting and Facebook, and
so you just type in the Amy Foundation on Twitter, Facebook, all the type of social medias. So I know the Amy Foundation does so much. Do you have any type of events or drives coming up for it this upcoming year?
Amy has a good friend named Diane. They always share their, the medicine that they take, the treatment that they, and the pain and whatever that they have to go through. And Diane passed after Amy. So after she passed, we decided to honor her with a walk. So the walk called Walk for Diane. It's an annual event. This year will be in October 25th in Buckle Park. In the spring, we have a bike ride, and calls Bike Ride for Amy. And it will be, it's always the first Sunday after Memorial Day.
Okay.
It's the beginning of June.
That's great. Besides being the founder and CEO of the Amy Foundation, you actually went through this type of process from your wife being diagnosed and going through the whole breast cancer stages. Is there any type of advice you can give to people and their families who's going through this type of situation that they can stay positive and make it through the same way you have?
Well, I guess stay positive. It's really the key. Keep fighting. Keep have hope and trust in your doctors. There's always a new medication, a new things that comes up. Be aware of your breast. Examine it yourself. Make sure that there is no irregularity in your breast, any kind of a lump, and annually, every year, have a mammogram. The equipment is getting better. There's new mammogram. There's new screening Today they can find mammogram in a better way with 3D machine equipment that were not available during the period that Amy was diagnosed. So I just say stay positive, be aware. Some breast cancer is genetic, so make sure your children, when they get to a certain age, do the same thing. That's pretty much, there is hope. People living longer with this disease, and if you find it early, that's really the key.
Did you know about 40% of high school graduates don't attend college each year due to financial restraints? So that's why I decided to start the Hometown Hero Club, where 25% of each purchase will go towards a scholarship fund and be awarded at the end of each year to the next hometown hero.
Rick Stylez here, and this is Fashion 101 Breast Cancer Awareness Edition. We're gonna go over some do's and don'ts for wearing pink. Let's start with the do not. Do not wear pink as a uniform. You go to Foot Locker, Foot Action, Champs, wherever you get your sneakers from, you buy those pink foams. Do not let the sales associate trick you into buying the hat, the t-shirt, the socks. It's not a uniform. You will never be caught dead wearing all pink somewhere. Do not do it. The second do not. Don't wear multiple shades of pink. You're not a lady. It doesn't look good on you. If you're gonna wear the light pink, don't wear the dark pink pants. And then the pink foams or the pink sneakers, it's not gonna look good on you. Do not, number 3, do not trade that white tee for a straight pink white t-shirt. That's not happening. It's really nothing to explain about it. Just don't do it. Let's go to the do's. Do wear pink. Don't be ashamed to wear it. There's nothing wrong with it. You're still a man. Wear pink. It looks good. It looks good on me. Do number 2. When you're going to an event, wear pink if you want that outfit to pop. You'll definitely stand out and people will want to know who you are. And the last do, pink. If you're having trouble with wearing it and you want to wear it to school, to an event, wherever the case may be, just treat it as red. We all know red goes with everything. You wear all black, red hat. You wear all black, pink. Just use it as an accent point. Pink is the new red. Wear it. Represent the ladies in October. And this is Rick Stylez signing out. Fashion 101.
Did you know about 40% of high school graduates don't attend college each year due to financial restraints? So that's why I decided to start the Hometown Hero Club, where 25% of each purchase will go towards a scholarship fund and be awarded at the end of each year to the next hometown hero.
So here we are, at the end of another Talk of the Town, enjoying this beautiful fall weather. I want to send a special thank you to the Amy Foundation, to Substance, as well as Pastor Gregory McClendon for all taking time out of their schedule to sit down and discuss these important topics and issues with us. I want to send a special thank you to the viewers at home, as well as Rick Stylez for giving us his Fashion 101 segment. Until next time, guys, I'm your host, Ashton Burrell. And remember, always, do you.